South Korea's military on Monday fired missiles into the sea to simulate an attack on the North Korea's main nuclear test site a day after Pyongyang detonated its largest ever nuclear test explosion. September 4. Media, Associated Press Seoul, South Korea, AP. Following U.S. warnings to North Korea of a massive military response, South Korea on Monday fired missiles into the sea to simulate an attack on the North's main nuclear test site a day after Pyongyang detonated its largest ever nuclear test explosion. South Korea's defense ministry also said Monday that North Korea appeared to be planning a future missile launch, possibly of an ICBM, to show off its claimed ability to target the United States with nuclear weapons, though it was unclear when this might happen. The heated words from the United States and the military maneuvers in South Korea are becoming familiar responses to North Korea's rapid, as yet unchecked pursuit of a viable arsenal of nuclear-tipped missiles that can strike the United States. The most recent, and perhaps most dramatic, advancement came Sunday in an underground test of what leader Kim Jong-un's government claimed was a hydrogen bomb, the North's sixth nuclear test since 2006. Chang Kyung-soo, an official with South Korea's defense ministry, told lawmakers that Seoul was seeing preparations in the North for an ICBM test but didn't provide details about how officials had reached that assessment. Chang also said the yield from the latest nuclear detonation appeared to be about 50 kilotons, which would mark a significant increase from North Korea's past nuclear tests. In a series of tweets, President Donald Trump threatened to halt all trade with countries doing business with the North, a veiled warning to China, and faulted South Korea for what he called talk of appeasement. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Gang Shuang told reporters in Beijing on Monday that China regarded as unacceptable a situation in which on the one hand we work to resolve this issue peacefully but on the other hand our own interests are subject to sanctions and jeopardized. This is neither objective nor fair. South Korea's military said its live-fire exercise was meant to strongly warn Pyongyang. The drill involved F-15 fighter jets and the country's land-based Hyunmoo ballistic missiles firing into the Sea of Japan. The target was set considering the distance to the North's test site and the exercise was aimed at practicing precision strikes and cutting off reinforcements, Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff said. Each new North Korean missile and nuclear test gives Pyongyang's scientists invaluable information that allows big jumps in capability. North Korea is thought to have a growing arsenal of nuclear bombs and has spent decades trying to perfect a multi-stage, long-range missile to eventually carry smaller versions of those bombs. Both diplomacy and severe sanctions have failed to check the North's decades-long march to nuclear mastery. In Washington, Trump, asked by a reporter if he would attack the North, said, "We'll see." No U.S. military action appeared imminent, and the immediate focus appeared to be on ratcheting up economic penalties, which have had little effect thus far. In brief remarks after a White House meeting with Trump and other national security officials, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis told reporters that America does not seek the total annihilation of the North, but then added somberly, "We have many options to do so." Mattis said the U.S. will answer any threat from the North with a massive military response, a response both effective and overwhelming. Mattis also said the international community is unified in demanding the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula and that Kim should know Washington's commitment to Japan and South Korea is unshakable. The precise strength of the North's underground nuclear explosion has yet to be determined. South Korea's weather agency said the artificial earthquake caused by the explosion was 5 times to 6 times stronger than tremors generated by the North's previous 5 tests. Sunday's detonation builds on recent North Korean advances that include test launches in July of 2 ICBMs. The North says its missile development is part of a defensive effort to build a viable nuclear deterrent that can target U.S. cities. North Korea has made a stunning jump in progress for its nuclear and missile program since Kim rose to power following his father's death in late 2011. The North followed its 2 tests of Hwasong-14 ICBMs, which, when perfected, could target large parts of the United States, by threatening to launch a salvo of its Song-12 intermediate-range missiles toward the U.S. Pacific Island territory of Guam in August. It flew a Song-12 over northern Japan last week, the first such overflight by a missile capable of carrying nukes, in a launch Kim described as a meaningful prelude to containing Guam, the home of Major